Hey, Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's P to Z up on the mic. Whoa, hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry and subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.
Not gonna lie, you may have done that on purpose.
I was trying to.
This guy's over here.
I'm trying to kill a fruit fly. He's like right hanging out around my head. What a great way to start the show.
That's
How's everybody doing? Oh look, Lucy popped in, Steph popped in, Pi is here.
Hey,
Can't have a party without Pi.
that's right.
What?
I love pie.
That's it. Hey, you know. Well, Thanksgiving is coming. There's gonna be all sorts of pies.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. We're gonna have a Friendsgiving.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah.
We're gonna have a Friendsgiving. Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna do a Friendsgiving here at the casa. So that'll be fun. How was the Halloween with the kiddos, Renee?
Good. Yeah, we had a blast. It was like a birthday Halloween extravaganza. So
Awesome.
yeah,
So the pictures.
awesome.
She had a good birthday kind of thing, right? It was for your
Great.
granddaughter.
Yeah. Yep. So
Very cool.
yeah.
We saw pictures of Lucy with her two boys. They look like they had a lot of fun. Pi, I'm not sure what they do in Finland. I mean, maybe you just kind of
You guys celebrate like All Hallows Eve or something?
pie face everybody. I don't
I'm
know.
not saying that you're all pagans. I'm just saying.
Damn Finns, are all pagans.
Damn Finnish people. I
Damn
don't know.
Finnish. So yeah. We're here to talk about fear. I'm not sure. Obviously, not everybody follows fear. I've been able to binge watch all of The World Beyond, which I gotta say, season 1 was more painful than I think everybody who complained about Fear's season 1 being so slow and painful. Let me tell you something.
I watched 2 episodes of World Beyond, and I was like, I can't do this.
You gotta get.
I cannot do this.
Yeah, you gotta really just try to hone it. I still haven't identified with anybody from World Beyond.
Mm.
Like, I don't have a character. This is what
I recommend everyone just start with season 2.
Yeah.
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 I honestly, if you haven't watched 1, don't worry about it. Just start with 2. You'll catch up, and 2 is way better.
Two's better so far.
That's kind of how I felt about like Do you ever watch Parks and Rec?
Yeah, of course.
So I always tell people because they're like, oh, I tried watching like the first 3 episodes and I couldn't do it. And I'm like, no. Skip season 1.
Yeah.
Watch season 2 all the way through, and then on your second run through, watch through season 1. I said because it makes it much easier to know that like it gets better.
Who they are. Yeah.
And you kind of get through it a little bit easier. But I could not stomach season 1, and I tried it 4 times, and I said no, absolutely terrible. I hate this show. It's disgusting. Blah blah blah. One of my friends at work told me you have to watch from season 2, and the minute I did, fell in love with the show.
Fell in love with it.
Fell in love with the show.
Yeah. I will say that if anyone who hasn't even heard the news or whatever, so they've just introduced Pollyanna, and she's not going by Jadis
Or Anne.
She's got
Because Anne's her real name, right, in the show, and she goes Jadis is an alien, or what
Yeah,
we believe
Jadis,
to be her real name versus alias.
Jadis was her like apocalypse name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say, hey, Linda's here. I will
Yay.
say that
Hi, Linda.
her now being introduced to the show, I think is going to make it more interesting. Her haircut is wild. She's always had a wild haircut, but her haircut is wild.
So chronologically, is this supposed to take place after she captures Rick?
So yeah, well, I will be able to. Well, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. Not that I think many people care,
Yeah.
but in the last episode that I just watched, which is the last one they obviously just put out, which I believe is for this weekend.
Yeah.
Because I'm able to see a week ahead of time. I believe she said that it's been 6 years right, since she's been back.
Yep.
So there's a 6-year time span between her leaving the Walking Dead world and now where we're at. So there's a 6-year jump.
Okay.
So there's that going on.
So that lines up almost pretty well with The Walking Dead itself, right?
Yeah. Walking Dead and World Beyond are pretty about the same timeline.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they jumped ahead 6 years, did they not?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, like I said, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but I'm not really sure how like in depth or how much people really care about the other two shows. But with World Beyond, she has a little part in the show where she's sitting down with Huck. Yeah, that's her character. That's the character's name. It's the name that she's given because she's found floating down a river on a raft.
Like Huckleberry?
Like Huckleberry Finn, yes. They call her Huck. So she's having like a one-on-one with Huck in an office, and she basically gives like a tiny little like blurb about, oh, well, since the last time you saw me, I spent a significant amount of time in like the woods or something, or like in the forest. I can't remember the word she used, but like she, like outdoors basically, where she formed her own community, her own, own people. They had their own specific language. Like she kind of like went down this little rabbit hole for like a minute, and kind of like brought you back to like, oh shit, yeah, like, and she's bringing that conversation to like common day, And I was waiting to hear something about, the man. And the smallest little thing you could get out of the conversation was she said she had a very important asset, which was what allowed her to come back to the CR.
And you think that's Rick?
Of course it's Rick. That's how she ended up getting a helicopter to call the helicopter and saying
she had a Type A or whatever.
Yeah, she had an Alpha.
She had a B.
She had a B.
B,
Yeah, she had a B. Yeah, they wanted an A, but she had a B, I guess.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, Rick is the B.
So, he was the bargaining
Which really, he was an A first, so I don't know why she changed it, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I don't know what the ranking system is.
No, they haven't really explained that yet because they have the A and B ranking for humans, but they also have an A and B ranking for the walkers. That they track them and things. So,
yeah.
So
they've been.
I'm going to Google her hair. I'm interested in everybody in chat.
Yeah, it's bad. They even had a picture. The guy
It's a terrible chop. It's a terrible chop.
The guy who plays Felix, he had like a behind the scenes picture on his Instagram one day, and he had the wig on. He was standing next to Pollyanna with the wig. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Did you hear that echo? I can hear me in the computer. That just happened out of nowhere.
That's weird.
Why did that happen? Anyway. Are we having like interference issues real quick? Hold on, let me.
No, because I'm not hearing anymore.
Technology.
I'm sorry, that's our haircut?
Yeah, it's brutal, dude. It's like the Dumb and Dumber haircut where they just put a bowl on her head and cut around it.
That's a bowl cut, man.
Yeah, it's a straight up. It's a helmet head.
That makes me feel terrible because I've met Pollyanna. I've had
got some
dinner
gray hair.
with her and Sabrina, she's a sweetheart.
She's got some gray hair. She probably hates wearing that wig. But
oh my god, I never liked her Jadis haircut either. But like, I prefer her Jadis haircut. You know what I mean? Like
they basically took the back off.
Yeah.
Oh man, AMC.
I'm so sorry,
AMC,
Pollyanna. We love you. It's nothing against you.
Not at all.
They're literally
your character's
butchering.
phenomenal. Oh
They're butchering your hair, and it's not fair. So yeah, I would definitely say that the last few episodes in season 2 have been really good. Some of the things that kind of annoyed me, all right, in season 1 leading to season 2, is I feel like they just took characters that we know and love from The Walking Dead and made them younger versions of themselves. Okay, you have this kid named Percy, and Percy and his uncle Mike were like these traveling stowaway con men kind of people. So Percy ends up kind of like not hooking up with having like a relationship with
Iris.
Yeah, Iris. I was gonna say Leo, but Leo's the dad. With Iris. Now Iris is played by a younger black female.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. You got Rick and Michonne all over again. I mean, look, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is exactly what I saw. I saw teenage versions of Rick and Michonne, and then there's the kid in the corduroy suit, Elton, who's like basically a young Eugene.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. I mean, think about like the way he was raised in the books and how he read everything. So like his brain is like very like. So like he's a younger version of Eugene.
So what you're saying is the world beyond is like Rugrats.
Dude,
and Walking Dead is like Rugrats all grown up.
Yeah, dude. Like it's like really kind of exactly, Linda. Percy and Iris throw up everywhere, vomit. It's just
I do like Percy though. I like him. I like his character.
I like him. See, but then we have like Huck. Huck is like the Rosita type, but she's older. You have the other daughter, Hope, and Hope. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Hope. I haven't like really kind of like been able to like identify her with anyone else from the shows yet. But she's like so basically what they're doing is they're trying to find new like genius minds of the future. This guy Leo has the two daughters, Hope and Iris, and they're very smart, bright kids.
Okay.
All right. But basically Huck works for the CRM. Her mother is the leader of the CRM, Huck's mom. So this is all.
Huck is Pollyanna.
No, Huck is this woman who went drifting down the river on the raft.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Was washed up ashore in Omaha, and like so. There's like 3 areas. You have Omaha, you have Portland, and then you have the CRM, which is hidden. No one knows where it is. But there's pine trees everywhere. So I'm like northeast. That's kind of like like New Hampshire. I don't know. But yeah, it's just so. I don't want to break it all down, and take all too much time in it. I just saying, like, I really haven't really identified with anybody yet. I kind of want to kick them all. Like, there's no one I really gravitate to. Percy's okay, but I don't know. I feel like Percy is just taking on. I feel like he's going to be the Rick roll, and you know what I mean, as it keeps going, kind of thing. And I just don't. I don't know. I'm not finding that connection with any of the characters. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with that. I've watched all the episodes and caught up on Fear. Obviously, we're here to talk about 2 and 3.
Yeah, totally. I've caught up 100%.
I gotta go to see a doctor for my back. I'm tired of carrying you on my shoulders.
Yeah, you're messing with his spine, Ryan.
Ooh! Hey, she's putting us spinal.
Oh, I'm off camera. There you go, Chris.
Spinal.
You handle all the technical stuff now, and I'm going to walk out. All right. Have a good day, guys.
Could you watch the damn shows?
Okay, listen here. Just because I thought that it was Tuesday, and I don't ask me why I thought it was Tuesday, but I did. Until I got the notification on YouTube said, "Oh, make sure you tune in for Beauty and the Beast." Fuck. You know what it is? It threw me off last week doing it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It threw me off 100%.
Me working.
Well, and then I created the link, so then you didn't do that. You didn't have it in your head. It's my fault. I'll take it.
And then I worked weekends.
No, you know what? Renee, I will not let you do that. I'm going to use this as a moment to shamelessly plug what you have done for us this past week.
Yes. Hold up.
Shamelessly plug what you have done for us.
I need the chat to come to a pause. Chat needs to come to a pause because we have to really praise the woman that's part of this show. Okay, Ryan?
So Renee, in her magnificence, has figured out how to get the Beauty and the Beast podcast to stream on Spotify. Which is huge. And next,
iTunes,
which should be done very soon, is iTunes.
So if you can't be here live, or instead of being here at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, which I'm sure you guys do enjoy because you like that,
and we appreciate it very much.
But for anyone who can't be here and doesn't have the time, they're working or whatever, you will now be able to listen to it without having to be on YouTube and making sure that your phone's open, because you can't unless you pay for YouTube now. You got to keep the phone needs to be open and on and all this other stuff. So now you can just listen to our podcast, which I know you don't get to see our beautiful faces, but hey.
You get to listen to our sultry voices.
Yeah, you get to listen to our sultry voices say spinal.
Why'd you say it that way?
And moist.
Why did you say it that way? You didn't say spinal. You were like spinal.
Spinal.
I don't know. Very weird. Very uncomfortable.
Spinal.
Very weird being in the same room with you right
now. So yes, thank you, Renee. We appreciate. Look, we know. It was painstaking. It took weeks. But she is a superwoman. We will absolutely always agree with that.
Yep.
And we do love her dearly for everything she does for us. So the little golf claps are not too loud in the microphones.
Yay!
Thank you, Renee. So yeah, now you guys can just be on your phone if you're driving, whatever. You can listen to it. So there's that.
Pi, when you have to drive across the huge expanse that is Finland. If you got to drive like 14 hours, you can always listen to a couple of our podcasts.
There you go. We're good traveling companions now.
I to be honest, I don't really know how big Finland is. I just like saying that because I love you, Pi, but I got to tease you a little bit. So,
there was something in here about Silas. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Love
he was
Silas.
asking who like I think your Walking Dead counterpart of Silas is. Who do you?
Aaron.
I could go with that maybe. He's kind of like a teddy bear kind of guy, but yet he's very strong and he's willing to. He just goes and does stuff.
You got Silas and you got Silas and Will, right? I mean that they're like the power couple
yeah.
of the show. Yeah, Silas is I would say he's the equivalent of like Aaron to me.
Wait, I think you're no, that's Felix and Will.
Oh, Felix. I'm sorry. Yeah. Silas. Oh God, yeah, the big kid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Equivalent to Walking Dead.
Tyrese.
Okay, I could see.
He's kind of a teddy bear, but he's got the strength there. He's just not quite sure how to use it, I think.
Yeah, because I wouldn't say Coop. I wouldn't say Cooper. I wouldn't say Jerry, because Jerry's too fluffy and fun. Silas is a very troubled child.
Mm-hmm.
Comes from an abusive home. Beat the living daylights out of his father because his father was always beating the living daylights out of him.
And his mom.
And his mom. Yeah. And one day he accidentally, kills him in a fight. But I mean, he doesn't kill him. The dad turns. He suffers an injury, and then the father turns, and then the mom comes home and he attacks the mom, and Silas saves his mother, but his mother doesn't see it that way, and it just goes down a very dark hole from there.
The abuse thing. That's what kind of sounds like Carol.
Yeah.
Like what Carol was doing with her husband and that situation.
Yeah, and then there's nobody who really right now stands out as a Carol from the show.
No.
Felix would be my Aaron.
Yeah, I can see that.
Felix would be my Aaron, and but Silas, you know what? Tyrese would be a good one, absolutely. And I guess I could say that. Yeah, I would probably, if I had to like list the characters, it would probably be Silas 1, Felix 2, and I like Huck. Like I think if you don't like Huck, you have this roller coaster with Huck. Like in the beginning you like her, and then you're like, oh, this bitch, and then you're like, oh, I like her again. You know what I mean, kind of thing with her.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I kind of like have her on like a Rosita kind of feel as well. So, not that I ever didn't like Rosita, honestly, but it's just as far as like trying to like sequence where I would label these newer people with lining them up with Walking Dead people. So he's Linda says she thinks Silas is like Carol, which yeah, I
Yep.
mean he might end up being. I mean, right now, we don't know what happened to Silas.
Yeah.
There's a little sneak peek at the next week, next week, 2 weeks from now, about him being captured because a plan did not go through. You guys will get all caught up if you watch it. Linda seems like she's pretty much on track with the show.
Maybe I'll just start with season 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly,
I would.
Yeah, you're because everything that happened in season 1 they reveal and talk about in season 2. So like all the like background hidden shit that went down gets revealed in 2. So you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because one was just kind of like introducing them, and they're still very green. They lived behind those walls.
Yeah.
The majority of their life, they had no idea how to fight a walker, but they go out on their own, and so there's like, you're just watching them fumble around trying to figure out what to do and stuff, and
Yeah.
it was not the greatest.
And Linda, no, I'm not an Iris fan, right? Like at all. I don't know what. I understand why she has the anger and why she's so spiteful, because they have found out that the CR has. They don't have any real proof, but I mean, we know because we have the proof. We've seen the proof, but they haven't been able to like really reveal it yet. But she has the gut feeling, which is the right one, that the CR went and destroyed Omaha, and they're gonna try to do the same thing to Portland. In the college,
Omaha colony, the campus colony.
So, but I don't like the way that. I guess I just don't like her character. I mean, I don't like the way she's portraying the anger. Maybe I just, I'm just not really feeling like her character and like the direction she's trying to bring it in. It's just not something. I'm just not feeling it. Like I don't know. Maybe it'll change. I feel like she's trying to be too much of a Rick. And it's just not flowing with me at all.
Dominant type.
It's not. I wouldn't mind it. No, see, I wouldn't mind her being dominant. It's just like everything with her right now is destroy and burn down and blah 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 blah. But in the meantime, her sister Hope has a very good view of the situation. She knows what's going on, but she also understands there's people that are at the CR that are good people. They're scientists and they're trying to like do good things with the science that they're doing.
Yeah.
Because right now they're capturing walkers and doing tests on them. They're doing like a battery of tests, all sorts of different serums. Like all the scientist shit that they always talk about and try to do.
Yeah.
Which their father ends up being like the lead part of, with a woman who ends up becoming his girlfriend. And you get a little look into her past on why she's doing what she's doing now. And that's basically because her daughter was bit, and in the very beginning, her daughter was bit. They didn't know what happened. They just knew she was sick. The husband is in bed with her trying to soothe her and comfort her, and by the morning, the daughter had ripped and bit the husband's neck apart.
Oh shit.
So now they were both turned and dead. So that was like a little look at her backstory and why she's trying to do what she's doing now. So like I'm definitely more on like Hope's side of the fence. Like, sure, burn it down, do whatever you got to do, but get what you got to get out of it first. Like
and I feel like in any situation you have to, be that aggressive to a point.
Yeah, you got to do a little bad.
Yep.
To get a little good.
Yep, exactly. And you can't just be all like, as we see like with Maggie right now, she's all like gung ho, like guns a blazing, like shoot first, ask questions later.
Turn my stomach.
And that's not very effective.
Didn't go well.
No.
Yeah. It's not going well.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. And so I mean, Linda, as you could, I guess Linda's very happy with my response.
Yeah.
And don't look at
and
me.
Lois asked why only 2 seasons of this show is up there somewhere. And basically it's just supposed to kind of fill in some of the blanks to segue to the movies is what they're saying. And I think basically we're going to get, I don't think we're going to get a lot of stuff about Rick. I think we'll get a couple little blips. and that's all we're going to get. But that's supposedly, this is going to do something with the movies, is what they've always said.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's kind of strange for me too. It said that the second season, final season. I was like, wait, what? It just started.
Yeah.
But,
and that's how it was when they announced it. It was always announced as a 2-season series.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah.
And I mean, until it was Lois, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To that point too. Like right now, I don't want to spoil it for anybody in case anybody wants to watch it, but they have Felix and Huck have been able to uncover some of the stuff that's going on. Mm-hmm. So whatever they're building up to on tying up any kind of loose ends, it's coming to that head within these next, I guess, few episodes.
Mm-hmm. 5. They'll have. I think there's 10 episodes total.
Yeah. So I guess I watched 6. So there's 4
5 was the last one that aired yesterday.
Right, and I watched 6, which is this coming weeks. So. They're getting to like the nitty gritty because of what they just discovered. So we'll see what happens. I mean, they got 4 or 5 more episodes to tie it up. So I mean, you better start having some 2-hour episodes or something. I don't know. So yeah. Other than that. Little notification on my phone there about our podcast going live.
Only took 30 minutes.
Only took 30 minutes. No wonder why the notification thing doesn't work.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, all right. So let's go back to Fear for anybody who's been on Fear. Episode 2. We were talking about this before. Is basically it's wow.
Morgan, Grace,
and Mo, and and they're struggling, so to say. They're in the fallout area, and they have no food. They have no formula for the baby. The baby's crying nonstop. Grace is having some serious issues with the baby. Like just does not want to have anything to do with the baby. She starts out, she's always the one going out. 3-hour time blocks, I believe they're 3-hour time. They have 6-hour time blocks. Mm-hmm. So they go out and look for food, they look for whatever. And she's doing the majority of it just because she doesn't want to be at the submarine, with the baby. And Morgan's been the caretaker of the baby. To where that role flips, and that's where you really see a lot of distraught. I don't know what would you call it with the baby? Just kind of, I don't want to say disgust, but just like.
Well, yeah, I think it's almost because she lost her baby, so she's kind of just, almost mad because this baby's alive, kind of thing.
Yeah, right. Like I lost mine. This one.
Mm-hmm.
But this one.
Why is this one alive? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you why, Grace. Because the woman put her in a backpack and had a dog walk them right to her. So, and I don't want, what? I can't even talk about it, but do I want to? Let me ask this question first for the chat. Is anyone going to be mad if I spoil something that happened in Fear of the Walking Dead? Will you guys be mad if I spoil something? Renee, will you be mad if I spoil something?
Renee probably watched it.
I've watched them, yeah.
Yeah, you watched them all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me know if you guys will be mad if I kind of say something, and you don't want me to spoil it, so I won't. But it was actually the first. It was the first of something to happen so far, and I don't know if you're I don't know if you're. I want to secretly text her, but I'm waiting for just people to let me know in the chat if they mind. Spoil everything we want to know. I mean, and I know that, and that's just because I know that I feel like Linda would be the only one. I'm not one. Okay. Yep. So, right. Rufus, our bloodhound, loved that dog. He died. They actually killed their first dog, and it was Rufus.
You know what that means, right?
You don't think? No, I don't think dog's gonna die.
I mean, dog's not safe. I'm just saying.
Well, dog might not be safe, but I don't think. I think they killed Rufus. They killed Rufus to make a story point.
Who? What?
Rufus, the dog, the bloodhound.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He was
so I guess I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, so sorry.
Oh no, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Renee was like,
Renee's like, wait, Rufus? Yeah, the bloodhound that they have in the show. He gets bit by the zombie head that the brother's carrying around.
No.
Yeah. What's his name?
Emil and Emil's the head and Josiah's
Josiah. Yeah.
twin. Yeah.
Yeah. So they the head was laying on the ground because Josiah and Morgan were fighting. Because Josiah's job was to kill Morgan for his brother. And the dog comes over and gets too close to the head and bites him on the face. So yeah, I mean Rufus is our first dog casualty in the Walking Dead universe.
I like that dog.
I did too. Rufus is great. He's a bloodhound. It's such a cute dog.
Oh, he was.
So yeah, it was pretty sad to see like the first dog of the apocalypse go down. And but you know, like I said, they did it to bring like a story, like a point to the story kind of thing, to where Josiah like had to like realize what he was doing was wrong, and it took him the fact of losing basically his best friend other than his brother, and that was Rufus. So yep. So Linda knew about it. So, and then Pi said they take it back now. I didn't want to know this. Sorry, Pi. Yeah, that's why I was kind of like leery about saying it, because everyone gets upset when a dog, when a pet dies, when a dog dies. I don't think they could ever do that in Walking Dead with dog. I really like.
it's only because his owner is Daryl. I mean,
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, you know, but think about it. If you were to kill Daryl,
Daryl dies with Ryan.
if Daryl dies, I don't think anybody's watching anymore. I mean, what are you watching for? Eugene, Aaron. You know, Aaron's just become like this. I don't know. Homebody, fix it man. All he cares about is repairs.
It's fucking Tim Allen.
Yeah. He's the Tim Allen of the fucking apocalypse right now.
I was so excited because I thought going into the season, Aaron was going to have some really good story. I was so excited just because of the dark he's kind of going into, and I thought we were going to see some cool stuff. But...
Yeah, I mean maybe it's coming, but yeah, you really think about it. His storyline, the beginning of this last season was terrible.
Aaron's, yeah.
Everything was, we gotta go make repairs. The fence is down. We got a fire, and then he's gone for the whole episode.
Yeah.
Bye,
the
Aaron.
only thing that he had was like when he tried to had the walker on the pitchfork and was trying to get the guy.
Yeah,
but that was cool. But other than that,
Or he's pinned up against the fence. We're trying to repair it, and he's like, "Get this thing off of me!" I'm like, "You got a metal arm."
William Bell has entered the chat in case everyone cares.
What's that?
William Bell has entered the chat.
William Bell again, you sneaky little bearded fella. dropping in on us. How are you, William? We need to have William back on too. Everybody raise a hand in the chat if you want William Bell back on the show. I think that would be amazing.
I don't want Bell.
No?
No.
Too moist for you?
Yep, a little too moist for me. Sorry.
Too moist for you? W, we need to hit up this guy right over here with some moist memes. W.
Listen here, W.
W, we need to hit up the Rye guy with some moist memes. He loves them. He loves a good moist meme.
Listen here, W.
I like saying it like that.
W.
You listen here, W.
This guy sends me a picture of a box of cake mix. It's like extra moist.
Super moist.
Yeah.
All right, W, we're gonna have you on. We'll hit you up.
Yes.
Then we'll chat it. We'll chat you up on the show again. See what you've been doing. So now that I interrupted the show again.
It's for good reasons though.
I know. Yeah, I don't mind. Where'd Lucy go?
Yeah, she must have got bored with us.
Yeah, we weren't moist.
She hates us now.
We weren't moist enough. Now she's missing all the moist stuff.
No, I posted that.
Oh, you did? No, I'm saying she's now. Renee's missing all the. Lucy's missing all the moist stuff.
Stand by.
Yeah, hold on, because all you have to do is say it's like Candyman. You say
I feel like my phone's gonna go off and I'm gonna get like a Facebook Messenger message from him.
You say moist enough, and the next thing you know, Lucy pops in. So.
But now it's
they 50-50 crap the window.
Yeah.
Mirror. He said, "Let's do it."
Yeah, I'll message you, W. I'll message you, W.
Listen here, W.
Lucy is missing the moisture. So yeah, fear. Episode 2 was it basically boils down to the fact of they're struggling. They try to escape and get out of the zone they're in. Morgan somehow built this apocalypse car.
It's a Mad Max car, man.
Yeah, like I'm like looking at it. And he's like, the air's clean on the inside and it can't get the radiation. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know how it would work.
I don't know.
So you open the door, it all comes in.
Yeah, well, the car had like these tubes running from the front of it, like out of the hood where the engine is, and like running. And I'm like, so you're running the exhaust in the car? What are we like?
So,
it just really
radiation will take me out. The carbon monoxide will.
It was just really bothering me. I don't know. Like looking at this car, and I'm just like, and he's like, the air. It's like, I promise, the air on the inside won't get to us. It's purified. It's all this. I'm like, you got a HEPA filter in this thing? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what? How did we build this car?
Oh, it is.
What?
This fucking guy.
Moist. He's got a moist shirt on.
Show it for the chat.
Yes.
Oh god.
See, he is a man of his word.
Thank you, Linda.
Yes, we appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, 2 just basically boils down to the fact of them trying to find food. Number 1, Grace is having major issues with the baby. Like Renee said, basically, like, she lost her child, and how come this one was able to like be the one that survives and be with them. So at the end of the episode, you actually end up with Victor's clan of military guys at the Pennsylvania, inside the Pennsylvania.
There, yeah.
Yeah, and like, so they come back from being out, with it's Morgan, Grace, and Mo, and they're out, and they come back, and they basically walk into the Pennsylvania with this group of military men. Mm-hmm. All that ends up being Victor's guys. Knowing that there's no food there, they're strapped, obviously. There's really nothing for them there. And then magically, like in all episodes, Mo's crawling around on the ground. Grace goes and picks up the baby, because by the end of the episode, she had everything that they went through with this weird couple that they met who had lost their baby. Mm-hmm. Well, when I say lost their baby, they lost the baby because the father, it's pretty dark. It's pretty dark. The father suffocated the baby because it wouldn't stop crying. Which was at one point in the episode where you see Grace looking at the baby, and she's like losing her shit. And I'm thinking, like, don't do it. Like, don't do it. Like, leave the baby alone. So this couple were like crazy, insane. They were radiation burned on like, I don't know, 60% of their body. They had no noses or anything like that.
Is it the bandage people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fred and B, I think.
Yeah,
that's
Fred
their
and
names.
B, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're, they're church going people, all this other shit, but they'd lost their shit. And they were convinced that Mo was their kid, because they're so freaking far gone and shot that, they were just trying to like take the baby from them. Mm-hmm. And come to find out that they had the baby with them the whole time in a suitcase. It's kind of gross, kind of fucked up, in my opinion.
Yep.
I think Grace is the one. Grace shoots the baby, I think, right?
Morgan does.
Morgan does. Oh, well, yeah. Morgan gets into a firefight with somebody. I think right
so
before
it was
that.
like a walker baby.
Yeah.
Kind of like Dawn of the Dead.
In a brown leather suitcase.
Yeah. And all you see is this, like, you hear it kind of muffled sound, and then suitcase is like moving.
Yeah.
And then Morgan knows. He's like,
Morgan
what
knows.
Happened to your baby?
Morgan starts yelling to Grace because they're like held up inside like a warehouse kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
like a garage. And Mo's going crazy crying, and the dude, the father, is back there with her, like watching her, and he's like going towards her again to like going towards Mo now to like do it again. So yeah, it was. I mean, it was obviously, like every other episode, you got it was pretty crazy at some points. Most of it was, kind of
Yeah.
Lo and behold, at the very end of the episode, when Mo's crawling around, Grace goes and picks up Mo, and there's like this carpet or some shit on the ground, a rug or like a mat, and she's like, "Oh, what's this?" I'm like, "Oh, here we go." He lifts it up, and there's this hidden little area with, of course, powdered milk and all this other stuff.
And all, yeah.
Magical foods.
Magical foods that have just been there the whole time because we never thought about fucking look in the first place.
It really was funny. There was like one corner that was like peeled back.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, what's this, Morgan?"
Woo!
And he's like, "Oh."
What's under door number 2?
It's convenient. You know what I
It's
mean?
very convenient.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that was that was like 2 in a nutshell. They meet crazy. Morgan builds a crazy car. They meet crazy people.
Yeah. Well, then Josiah, he's the one shooting at him, and then we find out later that it's Josiah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Josiah. Yeah. Because then he goes.
He apologizes to his brother's head.
Yeah, like a cut scene. He pulls his brother's head out of the fucking box that has Morgan's name on it. I'm sorry, brother. I'm like, where is this story? Weird. Yeah, where's this storyline going right now?
Yeah.
So yeah. Episode 3, it mainly concentrates on John Dory the 5th and June, who are bunkered down in, what was his name? Teddy. They're bunkered down in Teddy's, we find out to be murder space, basically. It's where he embalmed everybody and murdered them. All the women that he kidnapped, there was like 23 or 20.
Then he found 25 bodies, but there was 25. Like 26.
Okay, was it 26? So this whole episode is underground pretty much inside this bunker where they have a daily routine.
It was very Groundhog Day, I thought.
Yeah, it was very Groundhog Day because it's literally like the first, I don't know, they start out I think at like day 25 or day 19 or 25. And it's just like the same thing. John wakes up, June's making breakfast. They do
pour coffee.
Yeah, pour coffee. They play, I think it's the game of life.
Yep.
Then they cheers the day at the end of the day with a drink, and then they go to bed. And it's just like that's like they play the Mamas and the Papas.
Mamas and Papas, yeah. California Dreamin'.
Yeah, California Dreamin'.
That's funny.
And yeah, it's just like this. That's like the first, I don't know, 7 minutes of the show. It seems like it just drags on. It's just like the same thing over and over and over again.
Oh, he does the bike too to get to generate the energy.
Yes,
he does the stationary bike every day to keep their electricity going.
Yep. But all while they're down there and they're doing this, and day by day is going on, he does the radio transmissions, which ends up being a bad thing.
Of course,
because you don't always get good people on the other side of radios. But also, like, this place is like deteriorating. It's not meant to like be lived in like this.
Yeah.
This place was basically built by that crazy dude Teddy, so that he could escape from the police and have a place to go to where he could, embalm these women that he kidnapped. So they're down there, and this place is, like I said, it's deteriorating, it's falling apart. And I think it's like an earthquake. I can't even describe. Like, I was like,
kind of shifts or something. Yeah.
I'm like, is this like an earthquake that's happening right now in Texas or something? And so everything becomes unsettled at one point, and it just starts shaking apart. And while it's shaking apart, a cabinet falls off the wall and smashes on the ground. And there's basically a door or passageway behind this thing. And they go into it. And when they go into it, John realizes and discovers that this is where Teddy was going all those years with the women. Yeah, like that's why they could never find him, because he was below ground.
Yeah.
And doing all this messed up crap,
Buy arts and crafts in the zombie apocalypse, pass the embalming fluid.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty messed up.
Tiffy's in the house.
Tiff?
Yay!
Tiff made it! What up, Tiff? You made your first one this year.
Is it?
I think it's Tiff's very first one.
I think so.
Yeah, Tiff is not. So I'm gonna take a pause. Tiff, it's been rough for Tiff.
I think she was on the first one, actually.
The very first one?
I think so.
Really? I don't know. Can't remember. Who was calling me from Newburgh, New York?
I'm
So
trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You cannot run from the Lord, sir. I like to take a minute, talk about the Lord. So yeah, Tiff, real quick, everybody, Tiff is definitely. It's been a rough time for Tiff. The kids were sick. She was sick. I believe husband Mike's been sick. Everyone's been sick in Tiffy's family. So Tiff has been doing her motherly duties, her wifey duties, and taking care of everybody, making sure everybody's happy and healthy. So thanks for showing up, Tiff. We know you've been busy.
She wants to talk about Dwight.
No, well, we haven't seen Dwight yet. There's been no Dwight sightings except for not this coming week, but in 2 weeks, depending on what you're able to watch. So Dwight will be back not this weekend, but the next weekend.
That's confirmed?
They have it. Well, yeah, I saw that on the previews.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, they have Dwighty boy coming back. So that'll be.
Is it like actually Dwight or is it like Flash?
No, it's Dwight and Cheryl, right?
Sherry.
Sherry,
his wife. Yeah.
And they're together. It's them two. I think that's all I saw was them
That
two.
makes my heart a little happy though.
Yeah, but like they're in some messed up situation. I don't know.
I'm sure.
Yeah, the picture I saw there, like with some military people. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, but nobody that we know. But they like I don't know. At one point in like the sneak peek, there's like a I don't know, like a wrestling ring or a boxing ring, and it collapses, and they're in the middle of it, and there's like 100 zombies around them. I'm like, what is this, WWE right now? Like we're gonna body slam zombies. I don't know. I'm like, where the hell are you guys? There's a boxing ring. Vegas? Where are you? There's a boxing, like a wrestling ring. Like, and it's just like, I don't know what they're doing, why they're there. But, yeah. So, yeah. That's happening in a couple of weeks. And so don't worry, Tiff. We'll be able to talk about Dwight soon. Very soon. I'm watching this dog go crazy over a toy he can't get out of his box. You see this?
I hear it. I can't see it.
Yeah, Tiffy said it is her second podcast.
Oh, it's her second. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Rudy.
Yeah. Rudy, you're fine. Go get a toy.
Yeah, one right here. Pick it up.
Oh, okay. So Tiff is confirming. Yes, she was. She remembers. She was here for the first one. All right. So this is her second one. So it's important that I told Ryan. I told Ryan he looked Amish. I remember that now.
I remember now.
Yeah.
Yep. Pardon me. What are you doing? Ugh. Don't talk or anything, Ryan.
I was more focused. I was more focused on what was going on because he didn't warn me what was going on, so I was just very concerned. And off screen, he's right next to me, so I was very confused of what was happening.
What do you think I was going to attack you?
Well, I don't know.
Okay. Ta-da!
We love you too, Tiff.
Yes, absolutely.
Tiff.
I'm hiding in the bathroom so I can watch you guys.
So the kids aren't bothering her.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that's not going to last long, right? There'd be a knock on the door. Mom, what are you doing? I'm watching Beauty and the Beast. Let me alone. Screaming from the bathroom.
I want to watch a Disney movie too.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
Not what I'm talking about.
It's like the same thing.
No, I wasn't in the basement. I just had to go put the dog back on the couch. He was my living room now looks like a doggy playland with everything he dragged out.
I do not live Amish life.
What's wrong with Amish?
Nothing. I don't live Amish life.
Oh, okay. Well, Tiff joined right at the very point in time where I was talking about embalming women. So that's scary.
Listen here, W.
Gotta pinch the. So yeah, this dude Teddy was really messed up, and doing some messed up stuff to these women he was capturing. The whole moral of this episode was the fact that John Senior, the fifth, had never been able to locate the last body. So this basically the image of this woman that he could never find haunts him the whole episode. She's like becomes a figment of his imagination. He's having conversations with her, and she's like haunting him basically. Like, you need to find me. You made a promise to my mother that you would find me. Blah 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 blah. So like, plus he's going through DTs from alcohol. So he's all messed up. So at one point during the episode, they're arguing, June and John, they're arguing, and she just straight, it reminded me of the hospital, she just straight whacks him in the arm, bam, with a needle, and tries to put him out. And like, at the same time that happens, the structure collapses, and like, a bunch of like, wood lands on her, so now she's trapped. Yeah. So, that was convenient. This dummy decides to venture outside. June's been making like suits for them so they could go out into the
because she got that countdown, right, of like days until they can go outside or something, like, right?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with that countdown. It's not a real countdown. She's just doing it because basically she has nothing to go outside to.
Well, because she lost John.
Right.
Yep.
So she's scared to basically leave this bunker because, in her words, she knows what her everyday is going to look like while she's down there. Which is sad, you know. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like, you know, your loved one's no longer there. You go out to the outside world for what? You know, when you know what your everyday will look like right now. So.
I do not have an Amish hat.
No, it's not.
No, Tiff goes, does he have an Amish hat?
Oh, I thought you meant. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, no, it's not.
And then Pi goes, now we know what to get Pookie for Christmas.
An Amish hat? Ooh, yeah. We
should really wear our Halloween costumes for next week. I know it's past Halloween, but we should kind of do a recap because I'm sure we'll have another Hot Balls incident.
No, we won't have another one. Thanks. And I can't believe you little, all of you, were trying to set me up with Carrie with those damn Halloween questions and the costumes.
Well, so Carrie called me in the car. Like, I was driving home from Ohio. So Carrie and I talked for probably 30 minutes on my way home from Ohio. So she wanted to know who she should audit. I said, oh, Chris for sure. Ryan and I are too boring. Chris will make it interesting. And so then she's like, well, I need to know some little personal things, you know. So of course I had to go with that because, and I don't know why she stopped, but that's where she was going with those questions.
Tried to get me to spill the beans on Hot Balls.
The minute she asked, she was like, what was your favorite thing you were for Halloween? And I was like,
I didn't even think of that.
And he said Bane, and I'm like, shit, I wish he said Star-Lord, because that would have set it up beautifully.
I said Bane. Maybe that's what threw her off her tracks. I'm not sure.
No, I didn't tell her what. I just texted the gist of it, because I'm texting Ryan. I'm like, okay, we got to think of a couple of good questions for Chris.
You guys tried to set me up for a Hot Balls moment.
We tried.
I diverted. All right.
For now,
yeah.
Until I pay for a cameo where she does some kind of.
Gosh, Brian, I will go halvesies on that.
Speaking of a cameo, Pi, we have information for you. I will send you a DM on your cameo. I know Linda got her cameo, so Pi, you're gonna get your cameo now that we've been able to locate people for your cameo. So yeah,
woo-hoo.
There's that. This episode 3, it's kind of boring in my opinion.
I liked it. I thought it was so good because I thought we learned so much about Dory Senior, and I thought about how he was and how obsessed he was with finishing that task and making that right after he promised her mom. Right. He promised her mom he would make sure she was put to rest, and I thought it was really cool.
So obviously him finalizing that part of his life was a good part of the story, but like I I feel like they're just missing out on so much expansion of what they could have been doing right now.
Sure.
You know, I mean, you know, him having the visions and, you know, it was repetitive with the, I need to do, you know, it was like this repetitive. I need to do this. I need to, his argument with June. Like, this is something I promised. I need to do this. Something I promised. I was just like, yes, we get it. You promised it. Move on, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, and then, so basically, his mind was trying to bring him on this wild goose chase to like somewhere on the outside. So he does venture outside, and he puts on the suit that's made for him by June. He goes, the Avengers outside, and because he was on the radio so much every day, they were being tracked by those what are they called, scavengers or what those guys that are,
Was it Ravid?
no, that's that's what I was saying, the Ravagers.
Yep.
The
Yep,
guys
that's the wrong one.
The guys who are taking all the clothes off the zombies. What's his name?
Oh, I didn't know that's who it was. Okay.
Yeah, that's that group of guys. Those are the
Okay.
ones who are like taking all the clothes off the zombies and everything. They end up finding the location. They're trying to dig it out, basically. You know, and then that's what they realize. That's what's been collapsing everything around them. Is the fact these guys are up top, digging down to where they're at.
Yep.
Causing a shift in all the in the dirt and everything. So once he goes up there, he ends up getting into a gunfight. I'm like, okay, gunfight with these guys. They have semi-automatic rifles. Okay, 3 guys, semi-automatic rifles, 1 guy with a pistol.
Yeah.
Guess who wins the gunfight, Ryan?
Yeah, the guy with the pistol?
The guy with the pistol.
Magically?
Yeah, but he's a Dory. Come on.
What are the other guys? Stormtroopers?
They must have been.
Evidently, they are evidently stormtroopers because they can't shoot anyone.
Yeah. Tiffany says they're called zombie strippers. That's a good one for them, though. They are stripping the clothes off the zombies.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, he gets into a gunfight with these guys. One of the guys does get down into the area where June is trapped. And, you know, June's trying to get out, doesn't work. And of course, John saves the day.
Of course.
Shoots him and kills him before
absolutely.
he can. I mean, we cannot. Look, nothing is allowed to happen to June.
Absolutely not.
No.
Protect her at all costs.
Protect her at all costs.
Yep.
Yeah, it's you know, it is what it is. When he's out there walking around, he stumbles across Dakota, who's still kind of like alive. Alive.
Walker, yeah.
She's a walker. But, like, there's really nothing left of her, so he, like, finishes her off, stabs her in the head. And then he stumbles across Teddy as well, but there's nothing left of Teddy.
Yeah, there's no.
Yeah, nothing left of Teddy. And I think the way he was able to identify Dakota because of the knife.
Knife, yeah, the knife was next to her.
Yeah, the knife was, yeah. So he actually uses that knife to stab Walker, Dakota in the head. So yeah, I mean,
And there's a cave in, and then
the cave in, and then
they wake up in the tower.
Yeah. So so pretty much, so that after that all plays out, they go to try to leave. As they're trying to leave, the dirt just piles in on both of them, and Victor's people, because of the radio transmissions as well, were able to locate them, dig them out of the dirt that they were buried under, buried alive. By like 6 feet of dirt, like you're down in the ground. Buried. But you were saved. You were dug out.
This is another spine moment.
There could have been a spinal injury. I'm not sure. That type of fall, I'm surprised there wasn't. Or that amount of weight on your back from all the dirt that collapsed inside. But lo and behold, you know, as lucky as we are, we're in the middle of a fallout. We have soldiers who are just listening to the radios to go save people. Victor probably heard it, I'm imagining, and said, go get them. So at the very end of the episode, they wake up. June's awake. John is like passed out. And when he wakes up, he wants to know where they are. And that's where she tells, I think she walks over to the window, opens the window, and says, we're at Victor's tower or whatever. And he's not too happy to hear about it, but whatever. At this point in time, he's clean and sober, He's kicked the warm and fuzzy out of his body, and
and Victor walks in and he's all Victor and around.
Yeah, Victor's being Victor. He's my favorite character right now in the show. It's always going to be the bad guy. I don't know why. I will say, like, so if you've seen past 3 by some chance, and you've seen, like, you know, the later episodes, we do kind of get an inkling, but I'm not 100% sure I believe him or not, about where Wendell is.
Yeah, because that's why I keep wondering where he's at.
And I'm not sure if I believe Victor Strand on this one. I really think that I don't know where our friend Wendell is. We have not seen Wendell in a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
A very long time since we've seen Wendell, who is Sarah's twin. You know, that's you know. But
and I think it's interesting too because June and John, they don't know what Victor did to Morgan.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how that all goes.
Yeah. So they're starting to gather, like you're starting to get your people back in like one area again. You know, we have June, John, Victor, possibly, I guess maybe Wendell if he's there. If he's not there, I don't know where he is or how he would have survived, you know, this long. And then there is confirmation that the other larger group is together at another location, but I'll let you guys watch that and figure that out on your own. Unless you want me to give spoilers. Pi apparently loves spoilers. Linda wants confrontation between Victor and Alicia. Well, we have nothing on Alicia right now. Nothing. And I think they're going to wait until the last... I think they're going to wait until the final episode of the season. And then that's when we'll get probably at the very last 5 minutes, you'll get like an Alicia showing somewhere, you know, where she'll be, you know, the side profile shot looking back dramatically at Victor from a distance, looking over the zombies that have accumulated at the base of the tower and everything.
It's like the old school Justice League animated cartoon where Batman's standing off on like some skyscraper and he's like cowering and he's like staring at Superman and Superman just looks at him like this.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's gonna be. It's exactly what it's gonna be. So yeah, fear is it's getting there. I just wish sometimes that their episodes just didn't have like these focus episodes, because it gets really hard to this for me, and this is just my personal thing, like just to watch 2 characters for a whole episode, you know, bicker and bullshit and everything. You know, it's just like I'm like, there's so much going on.
I've always found it, for me personally, like with The Walking Dead itself, it's very hard to palate when the group splits like this, and all of a sudden you have like these 16 micro groups, and you're trying to follow all these storylines, and then you know what's going to happen. They're going to come back together.
Yeah.
By the end of the season, or at least the beginning of the next season.
They always find each other.
They always find their way home. You know, very heartfelt, heartfelt.
I'll find you.
But I just, for me, it's so hard to follow because there's so many of these micro stories going on.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I think that's why like I wasn't like, you know, so like, oh my god, I gotta watch the next episode. But for like Walking Dead, it's like for the most part, you have pretty large groups. You know what I mean? Like it's not the full group, but you have 2 or 3 large groups. Yeah. And it's mostly everybody together.
Yeah. And and like it always happens. You got Morgan, who is like the voice of all that is right and righteous in the world. I'll find you, I'll come and get you, you can come with us, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, with what, Morgan? Your powdered milk?
Which is funny because, like...
At the Pennsylvania?
Like, what, 7 years ago? Walking Dead? 7 seasons ago, he was batshit crazy.
Yeah, killing everything.
Writing shit on the walls.
Yeah, so... well, Lonnie's here. Holy cow. People are just... popping right in.
Popping in.
Yeah. Episode. So I'm all caught up.
You're ahead. You keep getting caught up, but you're ahead. Yeah.
I'm ahead.
703 is but you've gone to 4.
I'm getting caught up right now.
I think I'm on 4 or 5. I don't even know.
I think 4, because if you're watching, are you? Yeah. Well, I know.
I already saw this weekend's one, so I'm.
Yeah, that's 4.
4. Okay. So yeah, I'm ahead as far as that goes. And that's why I'm trying not to spoil anything for anybody in case they are watching, because I don't want to be that guy. And then they'd be like, "Well, I was watching the Beauty and the Beast, and they were like this and blah blah blah, and then they ruined it for me."
Great, you don't really have a follow button. I don't need your 1 subscribe with your 2 followers.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm on Sundays. Yeah. So yeah, you're right where I'm at there.
At 7:00. Well, no, Sundays was at 7:03. If they watch the AMC Sundays was 7:03. It just depends on
Yeah.
Why
So
you,
I
why you
watched.
look that up?
I watched 704.
Right, that's on AMC Plus.
Yes, that's the
So
one.
it just depends on how people watch it. Yeah, it's so confusing.
Yeah, I watched 704. So
Well, I only watched 7:03 because I thought that's what all we were discussing, so I didn't want to go too far ahead.
Yeah, no,
and get myself confused.
No, exactly. Well, that's but like I get like I said, I get bored at work now because it's just like I'm just stationary and I just sit there and binge watch everything I can.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I'm at 704. If anybody, Milani I think is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, because they don't have AMC Plus. Yeah.
Well, then don't rewind because don't go back and watch this because you did say some things from 704.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Or unless you don't care, you can.
Yeah, if you don't care, then go ahead.
I didn't reveal too much on 704.
No, it wasn't bad.
No. I think I might have just introduced a character that they haven't been in. No, he's been introduced. He was introduced in 703.
Yeah. But you said something.
Oh,
first.
yeah.
So but again, it was not that to me. That wasn't a big deal. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's if you're watching World Beyond and then Fear, which I know some people aren't watching.
No, I am watching. I just lost track of the week. Okay.
All right.
And no pie. I did not go to get my Amish hat. Okay.
Let me see. I get that pie, but I do get bored when they spend 45 minutes on something that could be. Yeah,
and I agree. Yeah, and I think that's why I kind of I wasn't on top of it. Is just because it's like it feels so dragged out when really you could cut out some of the fluff and you could get it down to 10 minutes.
Yeah. And I don't know why they're. I mean, like. I get it when during the major COVID stuff, while they were doing more anthology type episodes. But I mean, The Walking Dead, they quit doing that. Now they're doing, so I don't know why Fear, I'm not sure why they're still doing that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because it's, But,
tips.
And one thing too, we forgot to say that Padre was also mentioned on the map in 702.
Yep. There's like a circle. There's like a circled area. It said Padre, the question mark, right?
Yeah.
I saw a picture of that.
It was much more, but it was just mentioned again. So
I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
To answer tips, so Dwight isn't in 704. He's going to be in 705.
Yeah.
So we can't talk about Dwight for another 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
You might have just broke her heart.
I know. She probably won't come back until 2 weeks.
Probably.
Well, I'll try to find out about his he's got a new project. Austin does. He has something coming up, but he only left this little teaser thing on Instagram, so I'll try to find something about that we can talk about next week quick. So,
okay.
Give her something,
He's got a little something on the side going on.
Yeah.
And real quick, I know he popped in, but William Bell will actually be at Akron Comic-Con in Ohio.
Okay.
Akron.
I don't know.
Akron.
So you know what? I just wanted to mention it because I know it's his next appearance. I want to make sure I mention it for him.
There you go. Very cool. He's been going to a lot of them. He's been doing a lot of them. I think he tries to make as many as he can. So yeah, I mean, is there anything you guys want to talk about specifically in the chat while we're here? I wasn't sure. What did that real with him? What did I miss? Dory had major. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, no, he definitely did. He was suffering from alcoholism there for a little bit. They had an argument. June and him had an argument during the show.
You can see he had the shakes really bad at one point. Yeah,
he had been hitting the bottle a
a
little bit too much there. Drank all the whiskey, I think it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it got when the shifting stuff happened, all broke out, and
Right.
then he lost it all. That's how, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard to tell what was real and not real. You know, like there were things going on, and it was, especially up top, it was really hard to tell what was coming at him and stuff.
Yeah, because you couldn't tell what was in his mind playing out in front of him. That's at one point.
That was really cool. I loved how they did that filming with his eyes. Just all we could see was what he could see out of the mask.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
There were a lot of horror elements in that episode.
And the fact that he was still able to shoot 3 guys with a pistol while they had semi-automatic rifles.
While he's going through withdrawals.
While he's going through DTs. I mean, just having those tiny little eyeballs to look through. I mean, I'm doing this and it's not easy.
Jeepers creepers. Where'd you get those beepers?
Wait, I just realized all you're going to have now is a meme doing this with Linda. It's all you're going to see now is just me doing that.
And it'd be great.
Yeah.
I'll save it as my background on my computer. Just Chris doing.
I set myself up. It's terrible. Tiffy, I think, yes, Tiff, we talked about The World Beyond before you popped on. So if you want to catch that first part, you can. You can listen to that on
Spotify.
Thanks, Brian. I was trying to lead you in, you know what I mean?
I think you're trying to get close.
No!
I felt kind of cozy for a second,
I was doing a lead-in for our new,
I thought we were just getting close. I don't know,
After the show, I'll get close. Real close.
Wow, I need to go home. I think I left the stove on.
What's Linda following like I have? Oh, okay. All right. I'm watching all the shows. Yeah, I mean, I think it's only. I mean, not that money is like be like, oh, it's only I think $8.99 or $6.99 or something like that for the AMC Plus. But I do it because I don't have cable. I just subscribe to
all these streaming services.
Yeah. It's still cheaper than cable.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's all I do. But I'm really excited to see some new old faces popping back in, like Wilani. Hanging out with us.
Oh, yeah.
William Bell's, he's still here hanging out with us. Tiffy Tiff. And then Lois was the other one too. The bunch of we got some old new faces hanging out with us.
I posted it in our Dead Girls chat. I posted it on the camp attendees page, and I posted it, I don't know where else. I've been posting it everywhere. So
it all helps.
Yeah.
So other than that, let me see. Did you all talk about the credit teaser from
World Beyond, I think.
From World Beyond?
I think they mean Jadis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure. I asked permission to do like spoiler talk about the World Beyond because I'm not too sure who's like really paying attention.
But if you just talk about the first one where she's talking to Huck, that was on that episode. So that's free game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And even the one where she met the doctor when they brought the guy, all that was on that episode.
That episode, yeah.
I'm going to hell.
Why?
Now I know where Jadis' new haircut reminds me of.
Well, you gotta share the path.
It's Coconut Head from Ned's Declassified.
That's actually better though. That's still better than what they gave this poor woman to have on her head.
Pollyanna, please forgive me. I adore you.
Yeah. That's literally though, like, but Pollyanna's it's worse.
It's shorter.
It's literally it would be the equivalent of going and taking a mixing bowl out of my closet, putting it on top of your head, and just cutting what was around and then shaving it all.
Yeah.
That's what they did to this poor woman for her head. What they're making her wear. It's terrible.
Maybe she helps design them just to be funny.
You think?
I could see her doing it just to. I mean, then when you meet her and you see how beautiful she is in real life, you're like, oh my god.
I know. Yeah, I know. Tell you, it's crazy. Don't you be sorry, Wilani. Don't you be sorry. There's no need to be sorry here.
Yeah, there's no to be sorry.
Yeah, there's no need to be sorry. You talk about whatever you want, girl. Let me see. That's nowhere near as bad as Jada. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not doing her any justice for her hairdo in this show. It's really terrible. But you know what I can tell you that I did miss. I missed a lot about her character, her mannerisms, her facial expressions. When she's having dialogue. She's just always she's got like that eyebrow expression. You know what I mean? She has that ability to always arch the eyebrow and all that. I don't know. It's just like stuff that I missed a lot about her.
Her facial expressions are hysterical, always.
Because even when she's being serious, she always has like this condescending smirk on her face. You know what I mean? Like I just love it. Like I love her. I love her character, and now that it's back, that's the one. That's the one thing.
I did an article today about her name change, and I had to go back and do some research to make sure I had some facts accurate, and I was reading all this stuff about just her and Gabriel when they had their little relationship and thing, and it was just and I'm like, man, I really miss her character. I mean, she didn't have like a huge part in things, but I just missed so many different things.
So I will that was kind of like a comforting moment for me to actually have a character that I knew and relate with as far as the show, to have her in that back into something that was familiar, because in that moment, in that dialogue that she had and everything like that, I was actually like, oh, it felt normal, it felt good. So I'm hoping that these last five episodes, she does have a lot more to do with it, and I think she will. Hopefully they talk a little bit more about the asset. Stuff like that. So that'll be cool.
Well, did you catch, did you get her name? Did you get where that came from?
No, I didn't. Because it's like, is it corporal or some colonel something?
It's Warrant Officer Stokes.
Warrant Officer Stokes.
So Stokes is a familiar name.
It is? Stokes. Warrant Officer Stokes. Was that one of her people from the scrapyard? No. What am I missing? Uh-oh.
I'm making sure I'm right.
If you guys haven't noticed, look at how blinged out Renee is tonight. She's blinged. She's blinged out. She looks like she's ready to get off the podcast and go dancing tonight.
I'm dreaming.
She's out shining, for sure.
Father Gabriel's last name is Stokes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I wrote an article about that today. I said, did Jada steal this character's name?
As Negan was saying.
I don't know why.
So, wow, okay.
And that's not a spoiler because she said that. They said in the teaser, it said Warrant Officer Stokes.
Of course, Linda knew. What don't you know, Linda? Jeez. Wow, I never even caught on to that.
Yeah, well, I always put my captions on because I'm taking notes while I'm doing this to write, and things. And I was like, wait a minute, did that just say to rewound it? So
that's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, no spoilers. No spoilers. Don't worry.
Yeah.
That's not a spoiler. We're good. Pi said, oh yes, Gabe was getting it on with Jadis for a while. I had forgotten that. Yeah.
Yeah. We kind of all wanted to forget that. That was very weird.
Yeah.
It was a very unnatural relationship, just the way they acted towards each other. I was like,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Linda knows everything except that she needs to finish you? What? Wait, what?
Did you mean the Netflix show? You?
Oh, wait.
Oh, you're talking about this? Yeah, that's what I said. It was
I'm like, wait, what? Who needs to finish who? I think, for my mind, went to Jadis needs to bed with you kind of thing.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Start
so
you.
Didn't start you. Yes, they must be talking about that, yeah.
So what's you?
The Netflix show.
Netflix TV show. It's pretty popular, like Squid Games almost. Not the same premise, but like the popularity of it currently.
There is another show that I'm going to start watching once I go back to work this week. And it is, let me pull up my Apple TV real quick. Where'd it go?
Linda said the series with the psycho you.
Yes, Joe. He's a stalker.
Okay.
It's pretty good. We started the third season, and I think I didn't finish the second, so I'm confused.
There's another show that I've been hearing a lot about, and it's called Why, and it's The Last Man on Earth.
Oh yeah, because everybody like loves it, and they canceled it.
They did?
Yeah, it has like I don't know a couple seasons maybe, and people are just raving about it, and they canceled it. So probably Netflix or somebody will pick it up, but it's very bizarre. Just like Manifest, it was the same kind of thing.
And that's how I felt with Netflix had a great TV show called Travelers, and if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it.
That's by it, yeah.
It is not to spoil too much, but it's basically about people from the future. They find a way that at the moment of somebody's death, they could transplant someone's consciousness from the future into that person's body in the past. And they could technically do it if a person's not dying. It would just literally overwrite your consciousness, and that consciousness would die in the host body, and then the person from the future would take over, and that would be their body permanently until they begin the process of sending their consciousness back to the future into their actual body. And it's interesting because they do it for a reason, because like they're living underground in the future. And it's like because of nuclear warfare and stuff, and basically they're trying to go back. Each team has like a team leader. They have a team historian, a team medic. They have a weapons expert. They have a demolitions expert, and each person, and they don't have names. They have numbers. Like they're traveler number 47, and that's all they identify by. And the whole traveler program is run by a computer AI called the Director. And so the last season, they just like ended on kind of this huge cliffhanger where you think that the traveler program failed, but it didn't. And so it's like restart program, and then it just question mark, and then it ends. And it had huge ratings, and Netflix canceled it.
Yeah, it's just I don't understand when they do. Yeah, it makes no sense because like have you guys watched Manifest at all?
Yes, yeah. I love Manifest.
It's just crazy, and I mean Netflix picked it back up, and it'll only go for one more season. But I'm like, why would they cancel this? It was so good. I
think that was that NBC that had it.
I think it was NBC.
I think it was NBC, and they canceled it, and it was like their highest rated show on the network at the time, aside from like Law and Order, both Law and Order shows, which obviously are huge. Yeah,
you can't beat those.
You can't beat those. But I mean, aside from that. And they're on different nights, so it's not like it was competing with Law and Order on a different night. They just canceled it, and then thank God Netflix, picked it up. And it was actually kind of funny because Netflix made the announcement, like the flight's called 828, and they made the announcement on August 28th on 828. Wow, that's actually a good marketing scheme.
Yeah.
I'm reading the chat. It says Linda says she's happy Dexter's back, and Pi goes Back to the Future, but with death.
I mean, you're not wrong,
Oh goodness. Yeah, so I'm gonna check out that Y. It's basically the premise is everything on Earth with a Y chromosome was wiped out except for one dude, and there's a man on for him once they find out. So
there is that new show with it's an Apple original, and it's with Tom Hanks, I think it is, and he's like he built the robot.
Oh, I think I just saw something for that today,
and I really want to watch it. It looked really good.
You know the name of it?
No.
Let me see if I can put in like
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Hanks.
Finch. I think is it right? Finch. Click on it. It's not a show; it's a movie. Yeah, it's Finch.
He's got a dog and a robot.
Yeah, and he builds a robot, and the robot's like an AI, and like develops a personality, and like becomes like his best friend, and like
So it's Wilson all over again.
Wilson. Yeah, pretty much.
It's Wilson all over again. All right.
Yep.
So yeah, those are. I mean, I know there's a lot of binge watchers here in the chat. So I mean,
I agree, Pi. I agree. I hear Tom Hanks. I hear robot. I'm in. And dog. I mean, there's a dog there.
Yeah. Hopefully, you don't kill a dog. I'm just looking through and seeing what else is like would be good to like give out for.
Am I the only one who hasn't given into the Squid Games craze yet?
I watched it.
Nope, I have not watched it.
I watched it. It wasn't a.
I have no desire
to. Huh? Yeah, Josh watched it. He liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
I don't have any desire to watch it personally. I don't know what it is.
It was. On a scale of 1 to 10, it was like for me, it was like a 6.5.
Okay.
I mean.
I'll be specific. I like it.
Yeah. if you got some downtime and you got nothing else to do.
I got plenty of shows I can watch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, put it on your back burner kind of thing.
Yeah, I can get caught up on Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond.
You could.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, do that. Have you guys watched Lock and Key on Netflix?
No, but I've heard about that one too.
I love it. Yeah, it's in its second season. It's based on a comic book story, but it's really good. I like it a lot.
One show that's actually gotten pretty huge that I'm actually very excited is I grew up reading the Archie comics, and I love Riverdale. I'm addicted to Riverdale, and I'm very excited that they're bringing back the Sabrina from the terrifying tales of Sabrina Spellman or whatever, and she's actually going to have a 5-episode story arc this season, which starts mid-November, and so she's actually going to be in it, and it's a pretty cool crossover, and the show's actually been pretty solid.
Tiffy's talking about a new show with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, she doesn't remember the name of it though.
So she doesn't remember the name of it.
Melanie says she's heard about it. Pi says she heard it's visually wonderful, but that's about it. Squid Game.
Say it one more time?
Yeah, I said Skid Game.
Skid Game?
Skid Game.
Skid Game?
Yeah, it's what you
play. Don't wipe well.
That's what you... I was going to say, that's the game you play when you're trying to rush home from work. Oh, goodness.
That's delirium, folks. That's what that is.
Yeah.
So it looks like the Michael Keaton one might be called Dope Sick, all one word.
Oh, yeah. Someone who was in that?
Like, with him?
That Will Poulter.
I want to say the David Everyday Grimes.
I don't know.
I want to say he had a role in that movie.
Oh, really?
In that show, movie, whatever it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he posted about it.
Dope Sick?
Dope Sick?
I'm Googling.
Huh? Does it look up I guess you could look up cast, maybe?
Cast, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to his Facebook page. I'm pretty sure he posted about it. And I'm like, oh, that's freaking
Skid
sick.
Game. Sorry, yeah, I just, I like Insecure.
There's a lot of people in it, yeah.
HBO. See, I don't have HBO. I kind of have to, I drop a membership, and then I'll add a membership, so that way I'm not, killing myself, but HBO does have a lot. There's going to be the new Game of Thrones, the prequel.
Oh, yeah.
The
House of Dragon.
House of Dragon, yeah. I've seen the trailer they released. It looked pretty good. It wasn't much, but it looked pretty good. We have exactly, today's the 1st of November, so we have exactly 4 days until Eternals is released for Marvel.
So excited.
You going to the midnight?
I thought about it.
Well, if you think about it, let me know, because I'll go with you.
All right, yeah.
Because I know Joe usually goes to midnight.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll go to midnight showing.
I'm super excited. Mostly because I had a childhood crush on Angelina Jolie. But,
Who didn't?
yeah, facts.
I mean, you got, what's her name, too? Oh, God, what's her name? The Spanish girl. Woman.
Oh, the one that played Samuel L. Jackson's wife
Yes.
in Hitman's Bodyguard.
What do I want to call her? Thelma. Selma Hayek.
Selma Hayek?
Yeah, Thelma.
Thelma.
Selma Hayek, yeah, she's in it as well. So, yeah. November, what does it say? Oh, well, yeah, it's the 2nd for you now, yeah. We're getting there. We're
almost there.
We got 3.5
hours.
Yeah, we're getting there. And then there's a lot of man meat in there, too, in the Eternals for the women, so for the ladies.
A lot of beefcake.
A lot of beefcake in there. You got.
That one guy got really jacked for it.
Yeah, I won't.
Yeah, I won't butcher
mess up his name. Yeah, but I know what you're talking. He's actually a comedian, right? And he was like a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually said that he got too big for the movie. He worked out so much that he got too big for the movie. You need to stop working out so much.
Chill out, yeah.
Yeah. Says Renee.
I didn't realize that Kit Harington was in it.
Yeah.
I honestly,
I think he plays Icarus.
I'm Jon Snow. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, he plays Icarus.
That's pretty cool. Lauren Ridloff is in it.
Yeah, Lauren's in there.
Yep.
She's the Walking Dead lady. She's in there. He should be up here. Let me see. He's one of the top main characters. There it is.
I will not be able to pronounce that.
Is it Kumail Nanjiani?
Maybe. I don't know how to say it, yeah.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yep. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I didn't realize that Harry Styles is in this.
Who?
Harry Styles
Oh,
from
yeah.
One Direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry my sister hasn't watched it. She's obsessed with him.
Yeah, like usual, Pie. Like, what do we care? We just talk, and you guys hang out, and then we laugh a lot.
Absolutely. We want to be more
That's
than
our
just
shtick.
a Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's our shtick.
We also want to open discuss different pop culture things.
Yeah.
Maybe you heard about a show or a movie that
You guys have to
we
remember.
haven't heard of, or vice versa. You know.
Yeah, you guys have to remember that this world that we're so immersed in is gonna be ending. So like we're trying to warm everybody else up to what else we could do and talk about and stuff.
We want to be an all immersive podcast.
Yes, we want to immerse you with our immerseness. Look it up.
Immersiveness.
Yeah, I know, but
Immersiveness.
I like it sounded better to say we want to immerse you with our immerseness instead of immersiveness. That's like this too much.
I'm sorry, 2 big words. Sorry.
It's nothing to do about how the size. It's not about the size of the word, Ryan. That's how you use it.
All right, I think that's a great point to leave off.
Yes. All right. So we'll be back next week to screw around.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
hopefully, maybe we can talk about Eternals if we go see it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So, but we don't want to. We won't. We'll just talk about
Vaguely without spoiling anything.
Yes, of course. We won't spoil anything for anybody.
Did we hate it? Did we love it?
Right.
Was it suspenseful? Post-credit scene, good, yes, bad, whatever.
Exactly.
But we won't say anything specific.
Yeah, no, we definitely will. I never mess around when it comes
No.
to that stuff. We don't do that. At
I
all.
give like a 2-month buffer period for movies.
Yeah, especially like something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Because some people wait until like the crowds are done going. Like catch like.
Especially with COVID now.
What I used to do is I'd wait for opening weekend to be over, and then wait until like Monday or Tuesday and go at like 12 in the afternoon.
Yep.
When everyone's supposed to be at work, and that's when I would go. So.
Damn it, Pie, no Amish hats.
I wish we could have everybody else. Actually, you know what? Maybe next week we'll experiment and try to do a giant group on
With
Skype
together mode.
with like together mode and have everybody call in that can. We'll load up the airplane or the bar, whatever we want to do. And next week we'll have everybody call in. You guys can wear Amish hats. You guys can wear a moist shirt.
Bye, W.
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 Later, W.
We're gonna, you know what? We're gonna line up William Bell for everybody, and we'll have him on the show for everyone too. W.
W.
And yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
I think next week we should make it just everyone who's in the chat has to call in.
Linda's comment.
Wow.
She's got your fake glasses.
Oh, great. My laptop. I don't want to hear no excuses. You update that Skype. Skype needs an update. So you update that Skype and you get ready. All right?
And if not, just punch the laptop repeatedly. It'll work.
Yeah. You do your Skype update
Just kidding, don't do that.
and
That's a terrible
then
idea.
and then you come and hang out. I don't want to hear none of this stuff. But yeah, we'll give it a shot. We'll see how many people we get to call in next week and we'll have a little party.
Sounds good.
Everyone's got to bring a drink, a silly straw, a silly hat,
Mm-hmm.
No Amish hats
snacks.
out the pantry.
Snacks at the pantry, you name it. And we'll just have ourselves a little party.
I like it.
All right, everybody. Thank you for coming and hanging out.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
We love you. Be safe, be careful, and we'll see you next week.
Later, guys.
Peace.
See ya.
Bye, Renee.
Hey, Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's Peter Z up on the mic. Whoa. Hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry and subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.